show, and the show has kept him true to himself. So that's always good to see.
And that's one thing he will be. I mean, Marcus will always be true to himself and what he believes in. I mean, that's, I guess, one of the great things about, you know, Marcus and how I'm able to make him be that way. But I agree with you, ladies. And don't forget, I mean, when something does happen and the storyline is exciting and it is going the way, you know, the audience wants to see it go, and you guys, it's very important, you know, share your thoughts, you know, tweet, email.
And that's the first thing I do. When I see you showing up on that day, I'm right on Twitter. Texas is on.
And I see those things, too, and I'm like, yes, like, believe me, I'm hungry for it.
You know what you should do? You should take a photograph of every single tweet when people are excited to see you on there and they tweet it out, and bring it to the writers, bring it to the people, the powers that be, and say, look at this.
Mm-hmm.
And see, that's the thing. They see it because, you know, social media is changing the world, obviously. And every time, I got it. When you tweet something to me or anybody, you got to tweet to Bold Insider as well, because that's our main, you know, B&B tweet hand name is Bold Insider. You know, you tweet to that, you know, that would definitely help as well.
Right, right. Yeah, everybody has to include that, tag them in the tweet so
they
can
include
see
that
it.
Tag. Mm-hmm.
Most definitely. So what have you been doing on your downtime?
Oh, well, you know, I've come from, you know, the TV and film world. So at the moment as we speak, I'm gearing up. It looks like I'm gearing up for film, and it's based off a true story. It's called Greater, and right now we're just waiting to see, you know, get some finer details and things coming and when it's going to shoot. Because, you know, I got to make sure it shoots around the schedule of B&B and. But yeah, you know, I never plan on just not doing anything. You know, I always want to nip and dab in the film and TV, and it's pilot season, so it's a very busy season where I've been reading tons of scripts and meeting, you know, tons of producers and going out and just waiting for that right one, like Death Valley, that right one to come, and then I plan on doing that too. So.
Good. Glad to hear that. We'd love to see more of you, no matter what you do.
Absolutely.
Now, what is your most fondest memory of working with Susan Flannery?
You know what? I'm glad you mentioned that. I need to, because she invited me and Jacqueline McInnes Wood. We're supposed to be, you know, going over to visit her at her home, you know, and have lunch and tea and stuff like that. So, yeah, I remember. She's missed. You guys don't understand.
Oh my gosh!
How much she's missed on our set. Mm-hmm. Because she was the mom, man. Like she was the leader. Like when she was on the set, it's like, okay, hey, there's no messing around today because you know Susan's here. We got to get things going.
She'll be cracking the whip, huh?
What? Oh, Susan, yes. And everybody. I'm talking about from the crew to the cast to cameramen. Everybody knew. When that whip came out, okay, time to get in gear. She was like the mom that you never had that was on the set and just keeping everybody together. And she's missed to this day. I mean, it does feel weird. I honestly, it feels weird not seeing her every once in a blue moon, you know.
Right.
You can't never replace her. She never will be replaced.
Oh, no, absolutely
They try to
not.
show her as much as possible. When we shoot things, like they'll show her face as much as possible.
Mm-hmm.
But my most fond memory, I remember when I first met Susan. I had a scene with her, right? Mm-hmm. And it was one of my first things when I first came on. And you guys know, I mean, Pam, Dawn, I wasn't used to the work ethic that Daytime brought. It was so much work. Dialogue, and I had tons of it. Back in my heyday when I was working so much, it was so much dialogue that I was I want to do a good job, but I was nervous at the same time. And now here I am working with the matriarch, and then people teasing me, setting me up. Hey, you better be ready. You better know all your stuff when you work with Susan. You better know your work, Texas. Susan
Oh, my
don't play.
gosh.
So that's putting this stuff in my head, right? I'm like, oh my God. So I'm freaking out, and then I got this passage with Susan, and I'm sitting down with her, and we're on the set, and we're rehearsing it, and she looks at me in the middle of our rehearsal. She goes, stop. I go, huh? She goes, you know what you're doing? I go,
oh my
yes?
God.
She says, are you sure? I said, uh-huh. She says, okay. Well, you better get it in gear. She says, because we're about to be on camera in a few minutes. So then I'm like, oh, my God. But then she comes back. She goes, honey, I'm just messing with you. She says, you take your time. If you have to do it line by line, we don't care. We're going to get it. They're here for you. You relax.
Oh, wow.
I'm not going to bite you. It's going to be okay. Welcome to our show. You got the job. You're here now. So let's go. I'm like, got my palms from being sweaty, from the left one drying to the right one dripping. So now I'm trying to calm down a little bit. Everyone's laughing because they set me up to meet Susan this way. So now I'm more calm, but I'm still at the same time. I know I got to do a good job, but I won't never forget that memory because she had me. Woo! You talking about a heart going through your chest?
Oh, I could imagine. Oh my God, you were practically hyperventilating. I'm sure.
It's Susan Flannery. I mean, and I didn't even know who she was until I got the job, and then everybody's like, "Oh, hey, Susan is like Susan Lucci, man. Like, she is the matriarch. Like, you got to get it together." Yeah. So then I'm like, "Oh God, here we go." It's like working with someone like who's like someone like what's her name? It's on the tip of my tongue. The actress I love that can play anything. The white older actress. What's her name?
Oh my gosh! You know how many?
Give me her name. Please give me her name. No, she can play anything. And
Are you talking about Crystal Chappelle?
No, help me.
No,
not on our show. I mean, the movies. Like she does movies and TV. Like she's a legend. She's a star. I gotta get this. I gotta get it.
Well, name some stuff that she was in Texas. Do you know?
Okay, like Confessions of a Shop. What's the shop?
Confessions of a Shopaholic.
Yeah. Now who's that? Who's the older? Who is she?
Well,
I'm looking up on IMDb real quick to see who is in there.
Oh, please help me, because it's on the tip of my tongue.
And I know it drives me crazy, too, when I can't remember something.
I see her face right now. I just can't make sure her name.
Wow. Okay. Well, those are young. So that was Joan Cusack?
No.
No?
As soon as you say her name, I know.
Okay, and she's been in both daytime and like film too.
No.
Wendy Malick.
Just film and some TV. She's a film star. She's amazing.
No.
She's.
Well, would it be Meryl? Not Meryl Streep,
yes,
but
Meryl Streep.
Ooh,
yes.
Ding ding ding! I get the prize.
Meryl Streep.
You are the winner. Now, what does Dawn win?
Yes.
Look, I was either going to say Meryl Streep or Glenn Close, one of the two, because they've been in everything.
Meryl Streep. So I was comparing. Yeah. So the whole thing of that, it was like working with a Meryl Streep in the soap world. Where that's Stephanie. That is Susan Flannery.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yes.
If I didn't hear and they didn't hype me up, I would have been cool that day. But since they hyped it and made it seem like, oh my goodness, this is like the Meryl Streep in the soap world, I got freaked out.
I could imagine I mean, when you take up Susan Flannery, I mean, to me, just to be on set with her, now this is just my perception, but you know, she has such a class about her, and she's a class act, and you see it come through, you know, in the character she played. I mean, and it would be intimidating, I believe, to be brand new on the set and to have her, you know, even though she was, you know, funning around and stuff, but still, just to be in her presence would be complete awe, because you know you're around a true soap legend, you know, and who has just, I mean, she's owned not only the role of Stephanie Forrester, but she has owned her place in, you know, in the soap world for so long. And I guess that's why it really had an impact on viewers and, the cast and crew of Bold and Beautiful as well when she decided, this is it. And, it's
I'm going to tell you
so
something. I'm going to tell you guys in the audience, I'm going to tell you guys something that you don't know, okay? And this is what talk radio is all about. The day that we filmed her last episode, when I tell you that everyone showed up for her farewell party and the thing that we put on the commercial on YouTube and things like that.
The video, I watched that. It made me cry.
Right, and she gave this beautiful speech at the end. But when I tell you that CBS in general, not just Bold and Beautiful, not just Young and the Restless, I'm talking about CBS. How many people showed up for this last hoorah, this last taping of Susan Flannery, and the speech that she gave? Myself, I don't consider myself a crier. I get emotional at times, but to look around and see John McCook,
oh my God,
Taylor, Hunter Tyler, to see, of course, Brooke, my auntie.
Catherine
Kelly. Kelly, and Heather Tom. To see everyone. Literally, while she's giving this speech, ladies, all you hear is this.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about not just from ladies, from men, from crew, from people in CBS. I automatically looked around. I said, what the heck is going on? Don't do this, because now I am watering up. I'm like, stop.
It's
supposed to be a happy moment. Not sad. She didn't want anyone to cry. She said it. I don't want anyone to cry. This is a happy moment. I'm going on my terms. Hey, don't cry. But come on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but I think the reason why that was so powerful is because of who she was, number one, and number two, the storyline that they wrote for her, as part of her leaving the show, that was so heartfelt. And because I don't think anyone alive has not had someone in their life that they haven't been touched by cancer in some way. So that was just a complete identifier storyline. And then for it to happen to Stephanie and the way they wrote it, you knew without a doubt there would not be another Stephanie. There would not be Stephanie coming back from the dead in 5 years kind of thing. I mean, this was final. And that's why, it had such a huge impact. But to be a small blip on that set that day, I would have given anything just to be there, just to see that unfold,
But then they would have found me hiding out watching this because I would have been like bawling with lots of noise. I mean, it took me almost a month to watch her passing in that last episode. I couldn't watch it. And that's something that I normally don't do. I normally just watch the episodes daily as they come by, but I knew it was coming and it was going to be so hard because I do love her so much as an actress.
Yeah, it was a good day. I mean, she definitely, to let everybody know, she stays in contact with all of us. And like I said, we're supposed to go and, visit her at her lovely home and have lunch and just sit and chat and talk, but it's nice to see someone go out on their terms, and from day one. I mean, wow, 26 years. It's a good thing.
Yeah, long time, and she's done a phenomenal job.
It was more than a good run, but I could honestly say though that her presence is sorely missed because the show. I thought to myself so many times, especially with the current storyline between Hopefully and Steffi, it's like, if Stephanie were on this show right now, you just sit there and go, this is what Stephanie would be doing right now. She'd be getting a few people straight.
Right.
And heaven forbid, this whole storyline, I must tell you, with Eric and Taylor, I am not digging that at all because I just got huge issues with that. It's like, oh my gosh, no way. So
that's a different interview.
I know, right?
and then I think about Brooke right now. When in the 25 years that she's been on this show has she not had a man in her life? I mean, this is a first, It's just unreal how they've written that right now, because the focus has been kind of, the whole triangle deal. But it's just interesting. I was just telling Pam last night, I said, gosh, I think this is